Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you my new car. We unveiled this car about a week ago on the channel. This is my new daily. It replaces my M1 Ti. So just before we go out there, I just want to give a huge shout out to someone that I just recently met on my way down here. Apologies I didn't get your name, but you were in a grey 1 Series. We came to a, kind of a sort of traffic lights. You put your window down and you basically said that you watch my videos, and obviously you guessed right, I was going to come out and do a video on my new car anyway. So really like made me smile, and a huge thumbs up to you as well. I am really excited. I've had this car for about a week and I have literally been enjoying this as a daily. In this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this to how my previous daily was, which was my M1 Ti that I ran for about 2.5 years. And I'm hoping that you M1 Ti owners out there, or M Lite owners, if you've got the 135 as well, 235s and what have you, you will find this kind of useful, because you might be in that situation where you're kind of thinking, right, let's go and get into an M car. And I just want to share that kind of experience with you. I know there's quite a few of you out there that have gone the other way from an M3, M4 and into one of those as well, so you guys might be able to relate. So yeah, what we're going to do is the usual, go around this car, give you a walk around, take you on those back streets, and obviously then wrap up either here or on those country lanes and give you my kind of initial kind of impressions of my new M4. So here we go. This is my 2017 F82 M4. Straight off the bat, it's finished off in Alpine white. This car is not a hugely spec'd M4, if I'm honest. My budget didn't stretch to a fully kind of spec'd out M4. So this is finished off in the Alpine white, like we say. It doesn't have the icon lights on the front, but these are full LEDs anyway. Clearly says it there if the camera focuses. It comes with a 19-inch alloy wheels. I personally like these in the old silver because you can get these with like the black accents on them. Around the front, what I have had done is I've had the chrome grille de-chromed. Now this is actually a wrap. It has been done to a fairly good standard, and obviously I've just put on my number plate as well. I think they've just found me. Oh well, it'll go away in a bit. But yeah, back to this. This is going to get de-chromed. I just ran out of time at the time when I was having the grill done, so that will be de-chromed. I just love this bonnet dome here, right there. Just love that. It makes it feel like the car's got some proper substantial power underneath. And obviously being the M4, it's got the carbon roof. Now you can obviously get this carbon roof in the M3s as well. It has that kind of a little double bubble. I really like how this car sets off. I mean, if you look at it from this angle here, yeah man, just look at that. It looks absolutely amazing. Oh look, we got a fly on the car here, right there. If we move around the rear end of the car, obviously it hasn't got any carbon spoilers or anything like that. It's got the chrome quad exhaust pipes around the back. We'll give the car a start up anyway, so you can hear it start up and rev. This is the LCI model, so you get these gorgeous new kind of LCI lights. Might do something with them as well. Might have them tinted out, don't know just yet. We got another little bug sat on the car. What the hell is that? Yee! I quite like the way it looks from here, because it's got that kind of a wide stance. If you look at those wheel arches, they are quite blistered, aren't they, on the rear and the front. You do feel a bit cheated when you buy an M4, because the M3 looks a lot more butch compared to this. I personally wanted like the M4 because I've never had a coupe, so for me I didn't really want the M3. Spec wise, on the interior you got the full merino leather on the seats. I like these kind of emblems here because they actually light up in the dark as well. It's got the DCT gearbox. These seats, they are electric. I think they're about 14-way electric adjustable. You get the lumbar support. I just like how we got the M dials here. They've got that kind of a grey finish, the red needles, and the speedo that goes to 200 miles an hour. Just love that. We don't have the Harman Kardon sound system. We don't have the head-up display. But it comes with the heated seats, which on the M Lights that's an option as well. So for me it's like a loss, like say the Harman Kardon, but I've got everything else like electric seats because I've never had that in the M1 Ti. So it's a bit of a compromise, but it is what it is, I guess. And what I love is pillarless doors. Absolutely love that. So that there was a quick walk around of my M4. What we'll do now is give it a start up and obviously some cold revs, just so that you can kind of experience what it sounds like. I must say that it doesn't sound as loud as my M1 Ti, because obviously that had a res delay, it had the M Performance exhaust. But this being an M car, it does have a crisper kind of exhaust kind of sound. Well, we'll do that anyway, and obviously we'll show you the S55 engine in there as well. So the power plant of this M4 is this S55 3 litre straight 6 twin turbo engine that produces 430 horsepower, 550 newton meters of torque, which is good for a 0 to 60 time of 4.1 seconds in this non-compact form. You'll go on to a top speed of, well, way over 155 miles an hour if you take the limiter off. But the best thing I like about this is this carbon fibre strut brace. It really sets off the engine bay, and personally you just buy this car just for that carbon fibre engine bay anyway. So that startup and those revs, that was when the car was in its kind of efficiency kind of mode. We've now just put the car into its M1 mode, so the throttle's opened up, the valves have opened up as well. So I'm going to get my assistant, who's obviously in the car. She's going to give it some more kind of revs. Give us a wave. Yeah, there's the ROM anyway. Go on then, give it a rev. Okay, so that there was the car in its kind of sports kind of mode. So the valves are opened up. There's not a lot of sort of pops and bangs going on. I don't think this car was designed for it to be in that way, so it is what it is, I guess. I don't know, I might do like an exhaust mod at some point. I haven't really decided, but I'm just enjoying the car for what it is. Another thing that I just wanted to point out as well, if you come down this way, one thing that's really annoying me is this kind of wheel arch gap. I mean, this is the front kind of suspension setup. I get pretty much all of my kind of hand in there, and if you move around the rear, want to give us a wave? Okay, got the same down here. So hopefully over the next coming weeks we're going to sort that out, obviously have it lowered and put some spacers on. We'll obviously cover that in another video as well. So right now what we're going to do is take in those back roads. She ain't driving. So guys, this is now my new daily, the M4, the F82. Like I said before, I've had this car now for just over sort of 2 weeks, and I've got a fairly good kind of idea of how the car like kind of drives compared to the M1 Ti, which I had for about, say, just over 2 years, 2.5 years. It is very, very different in its approach in pretty much every single way. As a daily, you know, it has its pros and cons. Now I'll talk about the cons to start with as we're just kind of cruising. When you start this car up the first thing in the morning, it's like basically waking up your child, who kind of gets up, rubbing its eyes, her or his eyes, makes a bit of a drama like, oh, I don't want to get up, you know, and once it's fully awake, you know, the child then becomes quite, you know, energetic. And it's the same in this. Pardon my analogy, that is just the way it is, and perhaps it's just my kids that are like that, but that's exactly how this is. You get in the car here, you give it a start up, and as you drive down like the bottom of your road, it feels very lethargic, it feels very heavy, and it just feels like, you know, just doesn't want to do anything. And obviously the car's all cold, the oil hasn't gone all the way around, like, you know, the internals and what have you, perhaps. So it takes a little bit of time, you know, to kind of warm up. But as soon as the car's like kind of warmed up, you can literally then open the taps and it's, you know, really responsive. The DCT gearbox, that takes a little bit of getting used to. And what I found with the 8-speed ZF gearbox was that was, you know, pretty much like a slush box. It, you know, went through the gears fairly quickly, very smoothly, whereas with this is a 7-speed DCT gearbox, double clutch, essentially has 2 gearboxes. Without boring you guys too much, you've got an even numbered gearbox, or the 2, 4 and 6, and then you've got the odd gearbox, which is the 1, 3, 5 and 7. They're bolted together and each one's got its own kind of clutch. So when it's going through those, it's very jerky. You can of course turn down or turn up the ferocity of the DCT gearbox. Right now everything is just slackened off. I'm in efficiency, throttle response, I'm in comfort steering and comfort suspension, and that as a package in an M car is usable as a daily. From that point onwards, the car itself is just sublime, it's just brilliant. And what I mean by that is the whole package out of a box is set up exactly how an M car should be. Well, in my opinion that is anyway. The M140i's, for example, they have a 1 series chassis and they've thrown in, like say, the 3 litre straight 6 engine, which is pretty good, and the car is obviously riding on slightly sort of shorter springs, and with the adaptive suspension on the 140s, you know, it's pretty good. But you have to make that car better. You know, if you are going to track that car, or if you are driving it quite spirited, you will find the need to put on an LSD. My car didn't obviously have the LSD, but I had it lowered, I've had it kind of spaced and what have you, so you know, it was set up to handle that power in a better way. What I find with the M4 is, straight out of like the box, it is set up, you know, with the 430 horsepower engine in the non-compact cars, 450 in the compact, and everything kind of fits around the whole car as a glove and as a package. So you know, you get the LSD, you get, you know, the double clutch gearbox, which rifles through the gears, you know, really quick. That is an option, you can't get them in the manuals. So really there's no real need for me to start fiddling around with certain things. Yes, you know, aesthetically I think that the car can like sit a bit lower, which is what I'm going to be doing, but apart from that, out of the box the car is just set up absolutely fine. There's just something else I want to put out there. I know, like I said before, that this is a non-compact car, and no doubt there's going to be people saying it to my face. People are going to be making comments on the video or my Insta or whatever. In fact, I've had a few of them anyway, saying, oh, you know what, you should have bought a compact. The thing is, on the earlier non-compact cars, like 2014 when they were launched, the rear end was very tail happy. The suspension, for whatever reason, wasn't as sophisticated as the compact cars. On 2016 or 2017 when they facelifted them, like the way they have done here, the dampers on the rear are exactly the same as what you find on the compact. So essentially it's got the compact damping. I've come across that on a number of sites, the M3 Cutters forum. I've looked into the part numbers myself, and I've even inquired with BMW dealership, in, you know, the one where I bought this car from, and if you were to get the dampers for a non-compact car and a compact car, they're exactly the same. So this car is probably a little bit more planted compared to the earlier cars, and that difference between a compact and a non-compact car is a lot more kind of, like, say, marginal now compared to how it was on the earlier cars. With the compact cars, you know, you do get the 20-inch alloys, you get, like, you know, the slightly different seats. These seats, I'll be honest with you, are absolutely fine. They don't have the cutaways, and the pro of having a non-compact seat is that you get lumbar support. These seats are very comfortable, they are very supportive, and with the lumbar support on these seats, you know, it makes a perfect daily. Right, enough rambling. I'm going to put the car now into the M1 button, which I've now kind of programmed, so the throttle response is in Sport Plus, dampers are in Sport, and the steering is in Sport, and just take it from there. The gearbox, again, it goes into its manual mode, and the ferocity is turned up into 2, so just a couple of downshifts. Brakes are pretty good. They stop on the dime. there we go, we've just taken out the M4 for its first initial kind of impressions drive, the first drive. Compared to my M140i, this is a huge step up, there's no doubt about that. M140i is like a great kind of value for money, kind of performance hot hatch. This is just that extra kind of level like any other kind of M car is. So hopefully guys you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. There will be obviously the new M135i coming out on the channel, so you'll get more impressions on that and a few other cars coming up as well. And hopefully guys check me out on my Instagram, and I'll catch up with you on the next vid. Take care, bye.